It's March, first week of March. That means March Madness is right around the corner. NCAA tournament. I used to call that Thursday, Friday, the first 2 days of the tournament, the best 2 days in sports. I used to say that when I was a kid. I used to play sick so I could stay home those days. And most years I was able to figure out how to stay home those days. I don't see it anymore. I used to love college basketball. I don't love it anymore. I'm a huge sports fan. I have not watched one college game this year. And that includes my Indiana Hoosiers. I have not watched one game. I don't love it anymore. But then I know people still get excited about filling out brackets and all of that.
That's where I am. Yeah, I enjoy filling out the brackets, putting a little $20 bracket in,
on teams you haven't seen play.
On teams that I have not seen play. I just read the breakdown and I just go.
They can say anything.
And what I generally do is I go with veteran coach and then I go with, try to go with seniors.
Yeah.
If I can, because the freshmen, particularly the highly rated guys, I don't think they care enough. And we were having a conversation before we started rolling about AAU basketball. I think they see college as a pit stop.
Yeah.
So there's not as much as there's not as much put into winning the NCAA tournament as it used to be.
Yeah.
Because it used to mean a lot to get your team past the into the Elite Eight and so on and so forth. But now, recruiting is so much more about projection.
Ceiling.
Yeah, that guys go, okay, well, he never started, like Jackson Hayes,
Patrick Williams,
but they're still lottery picks.
Because they have ceilings.
Correct. So they're
versus
projecting.
Guys who have higher floors.
Yeah, they're just projecting.
That are better players in that moment.
This guy, even though he never, and then, Jackson Hayes didn't even start till he was a senior in high school.
Yeah.
Averaged 2 points a game as a junior. So you go,
but he's like 6'9"?
Well, he's like 6'11", and he's he comes from a family of like just top notch athletes, and it was just one of those things where
late bloomer.
Yeah, I don't know if he had a growth spurt similar to Rodman had after high school, and
right.
Russ, I believe, had
AD.
One from juniors to senior season,
yeah.
etc. But yeah, it's about projection now. And when we talked about, you and I exchanged texts last night, and you talked about March Madness and how has it changed. I really started thinking about it because for me, my first inclination was it hadn't changed that much to me, But as I 30 seconds later, I really started thinking about it, and I started to remember all the storylines going into March Madness,
right.
Particularly in the Big East.
Yeah.
Because, they had so many good teams and they would face each other so many times a year. Even the ACC, Bobby Hurley and Kenny Anderson and Malcolm Mackey and Danny you had all of these guys coming into and they would end up facing each other. And you already had seen them for sometimes 3 seasons.
Right.
And so it was super exciting. Now, and I started thinking, I'm like, it's just like, and it's not the same, Rob. I'm talking to myself, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, you just like it. Because you like the brackets and you like to see what was it, 2-3 seasons ago, we saw first time in the male tournament, the 16 seed take down the 1 seed when it was University of Maryland, Baltimore, I believe, take down UVA. And so you still get to see these stories being written right there in front of your face, and you still can have stars can be discovered, right? Like Damian Lillard, like CJ McCollum, these guys.
But you're still, even in that, you're still going back 7, 8, 9 years.
But it's still you never heard of these guys, and then all of a sudden, you turn Mercer beats Duke,
right.
you end up, who's this kid, who's that kid, and you can still Ja Morant, you can still make a name for yourself and vault yourself to where you were maybe a G League guy. Now all of a sudden you're late first round, or maybe you even vault yourself into the lottery pick by having this highly concentrated viewership over 2 weeks, let's say, because if you make it to the Sweet 16 and you get bounced there or the Elite 8, then it's over. But
you've got the conversation.
You got some legit film. You've got articles. You've got Sports Center. You've got, and in a way that was just unavailable to a school like Lehigh, which was McCollum School. Or Murray State, right? I mean, these schools don't have the big contracts. You're not going to see them outside of the local, but now you're watching them on whatever they come on. But I remember when Jim Nance used to come on back in the day, and they do that tournament, man, you'd be so excited. I was excited to see, again, the Kenny Andersons, the Brian Oliver, and so on and so forth. So yeah, it's changed. It's lost the steam because guys aren't sticking around in college anymore. But
and even the one and done guys, like they don't seem to have a real name for themselves, because I remember, I think a pivot point for me was Ben Simmons.
NIT.
Who couldn't even make the tournament.
NIT, yeah.
Like, this is the consensus first number 1 overall pick. And we should have known. I was like, it bothered me that he couldn't do it like Carmelo did with Syracuse.
Because you're going against guys who aren't going in the league, right? You're going against like 90% of the guys you play, they're going to go into the workforce. So especially if you're a guy who's going to play in the league, but not only that, you're the number 1 pick. You should at least be able to get your team into the first week.
Like for you to not be one of the top 64 and you're the number 1 player, it was like, we should have known something. We should have known a little something about you. Like, even like right now, I'll give you an example. Gonzaga is number 1, and I know they have the kid Chet. What's his last name? Holmgren?
Chet is not a football. It's not a basketball name. That's a football name. That's more of a Wranglers, cowboy boots.
Yeah, Chet is a guy who reports on sports.
Yeah,
not an athlete.
But for you all that haven't seen Chet can play.
Oh yeah, Chet's one and done.
Chet can hoop.
He's one and done, correct?
But it's just the name.
Yeah. But Duke is the number 2 team in the country, and I don't know one player they got. And I do a sports podcast.
I've seen them play. I saw them play their first game against Kentucky like 2 months ago. And they got this one kid, but I don't know the name.
And it's Coach K's last year, and I don't care.
That's mess. Hey, Coach K, most wins in the history of the tournament. 97.
No, he's been here. He's been here a long time, and
97 W's.
It's gonna be. He's one of the legends of the game, but I think we've lost the legendary coach. Those guys, the Dean Smiths, the John Thompsons.
What happens to Duke after Coach K leave, bro?
Well, they gave the.
But I'm just saying, like, you can try to remake the situation. Coach K is Coach K.
Yeah, I think he handed the job to what's the kid Shire. The kid from Illinois. He was Mr. Basketball in Illinois, recruit to Duke, and then he kind of got in the coaching thing.
They do that, and Coach K's been great at that.
John Shire, I think his name is.
What was it? Capel is a head coach now.
Yeah.
The kid was
Amaker. Like, he had a lot of coaches. But were any of them good?
Tommy
Amaker's coached everywhere. I think Tommy Amaker coached.
Tommy Amaker looked good on the sideline.
Yeah, he looked
with his little suits and jackets and his little military cut. What
happened to the dude? Like, he was the talk of the tournament. Little light-skinned brother was coaching, I think, at HBCU, and then he went to Texas and didn't do much there.
I don't know that guy.
You know him.
You talking about Capel?
No, not from Duke.
Oh.
He was.
You're talking about Shaka Smart.
Shaka Smart.
Yeah. Shaka.
Where is Shaka?
I don't know where Shaka at. I mean, we could Google it.
That's the problem. Is we don't know what's the name of their clothing line.
Shaka
we don't know.
At VCU. He was at Virginia Commonwealth.
Yeah.
And then
he got the big job at Texas, and I think they just let him go. Is he at Marquette?
He could be at Marquette.
Oh,
is he at Marquette? He's at Marquette. Oh, man.
He ain't that without a... Yeah. Hey, man, come on. Listen, I want to engage. It just... Who does he have?
Hey, we don't know.
We don't know, man. Listen, I stopped filling out a bracket because you always send me like, oh, you going to do the bracket?
Yeah, we got to do an SLM bracket.
I don't know,
We got to do it. Put the dub on it.
I don't know.
As soon as you put the dub on it,
I feel like I'm just giving away the money.
It's exciting once you put the dub on it.
I don't even know who wins. I think you just pocket the money.
No.
You actually pass the money on?
Yeah.
I probably won.
I forget who won last year, but I sent them their bread. I lost. Oh, maybe I did win.
I lose every year because I don't know who's playing.
But it's transparent because you get to see my bracket. You get to see my bracket.
You do. It's like a running standing.
And we're excited about it.
On CBS Sportsline.
Yeah, I think I did win it last year. I won like $100.
I'm not.
Wait, am I incriminating myself? Like, it's just like,
man,
is it
nobody.
illegal in
Come on, man. Listen, I may jump in, but I may let
all you do is read. The only team I know about is Auburn. That's the only one.
Right.
That's because Jabari Smith and they got a lot of players from the metro area. So, and I know Alabama too, because they got a lot of players from the metro area. So, they recruit heavy here. There's a lot of the country, but yes. So you need to get in it, man. We need to get it because don't nobody even watch it. That's what make it hype.
All right. Well, this is something to do. So I'm a check into that.
Bad boy. I ain't come for games. Say it to my face. Say it to my face. I ain't come for games. Say it to my face. Say it to my face.